How do you critically review a show that is absolutely flawless? What can you do as a reviewer, as a critic, someone who picks apart the negatives of a show in hopes that that show makes it better? What do you do when this show, in every aspect, masterfully delivers the absolute best product that we can get in terms of presentation, production, storylines, feuds, action, characters, and it continues, and it continues, and it gets better and better and better? How do you critique a show, review a show that even the hardcore of hardcore critics will go, I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Because I'm trying to figure that out with Lucha Underground. I feel like someone like me, someone that's an old school fan, someone that Lucha Underground is pushing all the right buttons, is giving me exactly what I want to see in a wrestling show. And showing me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Taking a concept that should be ridiculous. Oh my god, someone like me that loves old school wrestling, I should hate what Lucha Underground is doing, but I love it. I love it because, damn it, it's doing one thing that so many wrestling companies aren't doing nowadays. And that's telling a freaking story. Stories of triumph, of struggle, of fear. And keeping me watching every single freaking week. How do you review that? I guess the answer is, well, saying it's amazing. Saying it's flawless. Being honest. So, you'll have to forgive me if I don't give you a critical review. If I don't say anything negative about this show. Because guess what? I have nothing negative to say. This entire show was awesome. This episode so far was the best episode this season. And I cannot wait until next week. I cannot wait to see where this season goes. Lucha Underground right now is the best wrestling show in existence. And you are doing yourself a disservice by not watching it if you're not. Do yourself a favor and check this out. Even if you watch it and you don't like it, and it's not something that, is for you. It doesn't meet your standards. It's not your taste. At least watch it. At least be able to say, I checked it out. Because that, at the very least, is what it deserves. It deserves your attention. Especially this episode. We kick things off with Alyx meeting Katrina, who is still in charge of the tempo since Dario Cueto left. She denies Alyx a rematch for the Trios Championship because Alyx, Son of Havoc, and Angelico used to be Trios champions. They lost a match, the championship match, to the Disciples of Death. So they feel like, hey, we have a rematch clause. And Katrina says, nope. There are no rematch clause in my tempo. If you want a shot, you have to earn it. Lucha Underground continuously destroys, or at least in this case, kills any inkling of a WWE mentality for this show. Hey, not all debut wrestlers win their first match. And not every championship team that loses their championship, or champion that loses the championship, gets an instant rematch. And I love that. Makes things a lot more interesting. So, to get their rematch, they have to beat a mystery trios team. Alyx pretty much says, we will beat them, and one day, Katrina, I'm coming for you! You, brother! You! That's right. Ivelisse, Son of Havoc, and Angelico take on Chavo Guerrero and the Crew. Or in this case, they take on Cortez Castro, who is Officer Ray's undercover, but you're not supposed to know that. And Mr. Cisco, teaming up with Chavo Guerrero. Fun match overall. Really enjoyed Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico's performance. I like the Crew. Not a big fan of Chavo. You know, those of you who don't know my thoughts on Chavo, I've always felt he had the ability of Eddie Guerrero. I felt like he could be just as good of a wrestler as Eddie. What he lacks is his charm, his personality, and pretty much everything else that Eddie had. Chavo doesn't have it. That's just my opinion. But, again, good match overall. I think it was Angelico. Angelico wins the match for his team by hitting, was it Cortez? Yep, Cortez with the double stomp. And then after the match, Chavo and the Crew argue, and here comes El Tejano. He comes back and he beats up the Crew and sends Chavo running. So there you go. There's your feud. Woo! Not hating that whatsoever. Good match. Then we get Johnny Mundo's video package / promo backstage where he talks about how he is the main event of Lucha Underground. He steals the show. He is the best guy in that freaking roster. Because he looks like it and he wrestles like it. And then he talks crap about the Machine Cage. And says, hey, this is my world. And you all are just living in it. But he pretty much sends a message to Cage that he's coming after him. Brother! We follow that with another segment involving Joey Ryan and Cortez Castro, or Officer Reyes. Those of you who didn't see my review last week, apparently Cortez Castro was undercover this entire time. He is an officer looking to take down Dario Cueto. Well, so both him and Joey Ryan are undercover as luchadors in Lucha Underground, and they're officers looking to take down Dario. But they're backstage and they have a chat, and Ryan brags about how he's a better cop and how he's gonna do the job of convincing people that he's a better luchador than, Castro. The whole good cop, bad cop. Good cop is Castro, and bad cop is Joey Ryan. And by bad cop, I mean pretty much incompetent, overconfident, arrogant cop. But, yeah, he had his debut match against Cage. Yep, Joey Ryan fought Cage tonight. And you can imagine that he got annihilated. Should I say annihilated? Because he did get some offense. Nope, he got annihilated. Cage beat the hell out of Joey Ryan. Despite him getting some offense, it didn't really matter because Cage wiped the floor with him. Loved the crazy power spots displayed by Cage, and I love his finisher. Screwdriver, baby. Should I say it pays homage to Scott Steiner because that's the first guy I saw do it. But anyways, it's a suplex into a sit-out pile driver, tombstone pile driver. And it's a sick move. It is awesome. And I love seeing it. Cage is the freaking man. No, he's not a man. He's a machine. Yes, sir. After the match, we have Johnny Mundo go into the ring and spear him. And then he points to Mil Muertes, who was sitting up on his throne the entire time. But he points to him and says, see, I can take your finisher. I took your finisher. I think Mil was smiling. Like, okay, that was clear. That was really cute. You son of a bitch. But, Mundo then goes for his finisher. Cage throws him off the ropes. He comes back to hit that flying kick. Mundo comes back to hit the flying kick. And Cage pushes his ass, picks him up, hits that really awesome gory special STO finisher of his, knocks him out, and then he yells into the microphone because the crowd's chanting, Cage, 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 Cage. And he says, you know what, Mundo? They're chanting for me not because I'm a man, He's a machine. Love that catchphrase. It's awesome. Next week we're gonna have Cage versus Mundo. I have Mundo on here because I'm stupid. No, mistype. But Cage versus Mundo in the main event next week. That's gonna be pretty freaking awesome. Johnny Mundo gets what he wants, the main event scene. Or at least the main event next week. I'm looking forward to that. We have a promo with Rey Mysterio and the new Azteca. The new Azteca. They're training, and they're discussing the history between the original Azteca, the El Dragon Azteca, and Dario Cueto. Dario Cueto's history. Pretty much, he tells Azteca that his destiny is not for revenge, but to unite the 7 descendants of the original tribes. So, based off of this promo, Rey Mysterio has a very, very, very important spot. Very important role when it comes to this season of Lucha Underground. I look forward to seeing where it goes. Main event time. Prince Puma versus Pentagon Jr. Very good match. A very good match that was topped off with an amazing and awesome ending. Very sports-like, very competitive, and it really, really... Lucha Underground is very good at making all their wrestlers look good. The idea, if you're going to lose a match, and this is going to apply to not just, Lucha Underground, but all wrestling companies. The idea is to have matches that make both competitors come out looking strong. Yes, you can lose and still look strong. You can lose and still come across like he could have beat that guy. Or he should have beat that guy. Well, guys, how this match does it is, throughout the match, we have great high-flying moves. We get some great athleticism. And, for the most part, can't believe I'm saying this, but Pentagon Jr. was wrestling a clean match. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't trying to hurt Puma. He was just trying to have a clean match. He was trying to beat him fair and square with honor. And at the end, amazing ending. Pentagon Jr. hits Puma with the package pile driver. And then, instead of going right for the pin, like he should have, he decides to hook him in a surfboard and then lay him back for the pinfall. What Pentagon Jr. didn't realize is that his shoulder is also on the mat with Puma's. So here comes the referee. He's counting. 1, 2. Puma bridges his neck and lifts his shoulders off the mat just as the referee's hand comes down for a 3. And whose shoulders on the mat? Pentagon Jr. So Puma wins the match thanks to Pentagon Jr. inadvertently not raising his shoulders during the pinfall. Because he thought that Puma was the one with his shoulders down. So he's celebrating. The referee raises Puma's hand. He gets angry, super kicks the referee, and then Puma proceeds to beat the shit out of him. And then he goes to break his arm, like he always does, like Pentagon Jr. always does, to sacrifice to his master. He goes to break his arm. Mill is standing up like, oh my god, you gonna do it? Vampiro's standing up like, oh my god, you gonna do it? You know what happens? He doesn't do it. Valiance, respect, honor. Those are the things that make Prince Puma. He lets Pentagon go, walks away, saying that I won. I'm the winner. Then you see Pentagon Jr. just disappointed and frustrated and angry that he lost the match. Not because Puma was the better man, but because Pentagon made a mistake. You see Vampiro standing up, angry, frustrated. This has to tell you that eventually the dark personas from both guys had to return someday, eventually. And I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome. You know it's coming. Alright, so we leave the tempo to go to their after show scenes, the after show segments. We see Sexy Star running through the hallways, trying to get away from somebody. And then she runs into Willie Mack, the Mack. And she's shivering in fear, like, oh my god, help me. He says, who did this to you? And she says, Moth. And Mac is like, God damn it, Marty. Marty the Moth Martinez. Which is what I thought. I'm thinking, well, okay, Marty the Moth. He's going to kick his ass next week or something like that. And then she says, no, not Marty. And then she points to the side. Her. Willie Mack, the Mac, turns to where she's pointing, and his eyes pop open, like grows big in fear. Camera zoom in, blackout. Damn, man. That's how you do it. That's how you get people excited about next week. Lady Moth, Marty's sister. Coming next week, coming soon. I can't wait. But that's how you debut her, man. You get a big man like the Mac scared of her? Shit. God damn. It's, again, a testament to what kind of level Lucha Underground is at. Again, if you have not watched any episode of Lucha Underground, please get into it. I am going to continue to plug it until someone listens to me. That's how you do it. Those of you who watched it, give me your thoughts about it down below. Flawless. This is a flawless show. See you guys in my next video, in NXT review, and then whatever comes this week. Subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off with my Lucha Underground review. Peace.